everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Webby Ketchup, and welcome to episode 6 of my Minecraft 1.20 Let's Play series. So today, I want to get started on my farming area because I started planting some crops in the last episode, but they weren't really super organized and they were just kind of all over the place. So what I think I'm gonna do today is start working on my entire farming area. I'm gonna have big, large farms everywhere. It's gonna look beautiful. And I also want to try to make them automated so that I don't have to do any of the harvesting because I plan on making these fields pretty large. So I'm gonna try and get some villagers in there from our lovely villager breeder right behind me so that they can do all the harvesting for me. I actually spent quite a few days on a farm this past week, and that actually gave me quite a bit of inspiration for how I want to lay out this farm. I can't wait any longer, so let's get started. So I plan on making my farming area all over here, so I definitely need to tear all of this up. Sadly, this took me so long, but I knew that when I put it up, it was not going to stay here. But I am going to have to take all this out because I plan on making this entire area here just full of farms, full of life. I think it's going to look so cool. I really hope I have enough space because, like I mentioned earlier, I plan on making this pretty large. Also, I love that there are so many beehives around here because bees are definitely going to be helpful when it comes to making my crops grow more. But what I think I might start with is just outlining as many of the farms as I can. I've got a couple of leaves here, but I'm definitely gonna need more. So luckily I brought bone meal and some extra saplings. So I guess it's time to tear this up and then get to planting. Okay, so I finished clearing out all of these crops, and I know I said my next step was going to be to start laying out where I want my fields. I did get a couple more leaves, but I think that this area is just a little bit too hilly, so I think I might just like clear out this entire hill here and maybe try to flatten this whole area out just a little bit. So I'm gonna do that and I will see you all when I get back. Alright, so the land is pretty flat now. Did I possibly get a little bit carried away with the terraforming? Yes. However, I think that it looks a lot better. I did find something down here. I have this big entrance to this cave here. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with it. I might do what I did with my wizard tower and make a sort of waterfall, but that will also be helpful because it'll help me get down into that cave. So I think I'm gonna leave it. I also think it might be just really cool to have another water feature in here. But here is the land all flattened. I also added some more dirt over there. I really just went around and terraformed this entire area just to make sure that it was as flat as possible so that when it comes to making my farms, I will have a good amount of space. Also, what was that bee doing? So I know that I want a bridge going across here. I don't know exactly where I want it. I think maybe like, I want to have it lined up with the barn. But then also I want it to be kind of centered with this crater. So I'm just gonna go with like somewhere right here. I think that's probably about center. I'm not gonna make it too perfect, but somewhere right here I want to have a bridge, which means that this right here is going to be kind of center. So I just need to work off of that. So I am going to get started on placing where I want my fields to be. On second thought, looking at my area, if I make that area center, then I'm gonna have not a lot of space on this side and way too much space on this side. So I'm just gonna go with around what I think is center for this piece of land, and then I can just make the road curve and then enter into all of my fields. Oh my gosh, I had one leaf left over. That is so lucky. But all of the fields are completely done. I think that this one here is the biggest, so I'm thinking about probably making this one my wheat field just because it is the largest. And then I've got the other three just over here. I've got this kind of like center area here where the crossroads to all of the fields are. So I think I might build either a well or a fountain in here. I think something in this center location would look really good, but this is just a very rough layout of all of the fields, and I will be doing some terraforming in there to make sure that the land is completely flat. But since there will be villagers in these, I'm thinking about putting fences on top of all of these. I was thinking about doing just 2 stacks of leaves, but that is going to take so many leaves, and I actually have a lot of dark oak left over, so I think I might just use dark oak fences and put them on top all the way. I was considering doing underneath and then putting those on top, but at this point, I've already placed all the leaves, and there is no way that I am picking them up and then breaking them again, because that would take so much work and it would take so long, and I don't see a reason to take these up and then put them back down. So I am going to be just putting some fences along here, but before I do that, I want to get all of this land nice and terraformed, and then I want to add in the crop fields. I do like that there are still some crop fields that were saved from my original field when I planted all of those, so I like that because I already have a bunch of water sources in here, but I am going to have to fix all of the tilled land that did not quite make the cut into the field, and then I have to till the rest of the field, so I will do that, and I will see you guys when I get back. Okay, so I have completely finished tilling all of the ground, and you can see here that I have planted all of the carrots, and I still have to plant my beetroots here. You can see I have only 2 started all the way over there, and then my potatoes are gonna go right here. They're actually 2 of them are ready to harvest, but I will get to that in a minute. And then of course we have the wheat field, which is definitely the largest. I mean, look at that. It is massive. So that is what I've got so far. And then you can see a little bit more clear that center area. I still don't quite know what I want to do with it. I'm still going back and forth between a well and a fountain, but I will figure that out soon enough. But what I'm going to do now is I have some bone meal here, and I have a lot more in a chest over there. So I am going to start bone mealing my beetroots and potatoes just to get as much as I can filled in. So I'm going to get started on that. Okay, so I have used all of my bone meal that I had, and I haven't even gotten to the potatoes yet. I'm pretty close to finishing the beetroot, so I am gonna go run to the Skelly farm, get a bunch of more bones, and then I will come back, finish this up, and I will see you guys then. Alright, I have like pretty much a full inventory of bone meal, so it's time to get back to bone mealing. Bone mealing? Bone mealing. Is that a word? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna keep bone mealing, and I'll see you guys then. Okay, so I have completely finished planting the beetroot field. Some of them are already starting to come in, which is great. So I have 3 seeds left over. So I need to get a composter so I can start putting all of my extra seeds into bone meal. But I will do that once I do something else, which will come very soon. But now it is time to start on our potatoes. All right, we are finally almost done, and there we go. Now every single hello, Piggy. He wants the potatoes. Okay, so now every single one of my farms is completely planted. We've got my carrots, the beetroots, the wheat, and the potatoes. I am so glad that this is all done. This has taken me so many hours. It is crazy. But you know what? I will never have to do it again because I am going to add villagers to every single one of these farms so then they will farm them for me. But that will be very soon. But there is still some things that I need to do before that, like adding in the fence. I am going to need so much dark oak wood. Luckily, I have quite a bit, so I really hope that'll be enough, but we'll see. If anything, I could just chop down more dark oak trees. It's not that big of a deal, but oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm so happy that it's done because this has taken me so long, but it looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get a path in here and decorate it, do all of the fun stuff, but for now, it is back to more work. Okay, I think I have finished every single fence now. It's not exactly the idea that I had in mind for how this farm area was gonna look, but I still really do like the fences. I actually really like how they come down one here. I think it just adds a little bit more structure to the field, so overall, I am really happy with it. But now I think it's time that I start adding around some houses in here because, like I mentioned earlier, I want to have these farms automated, which means I need 2 villagers for each farm, one to be in the house and one to be actually harvesting all of the crops. So I've got 2 ideas in mind for houses, so I think I'm just going to copy those 2 houses into these 4 areas. So there's going to be 2 of the same house, but there will be 4 houses in total. Also, I just realized I have quite a bit of floating trees, so I am gonna fix those really quick, and then we are gonna get on to building these houses. But there are still some things that I need before I can get building, so here comes a material gathering montage. Oh my gosh. Look at how cool this area looks. And oh my gosh, you can see over there too. Wow, I have not gotten like a bird's eye view of my area yet. This looks so cool. Oh my gosh, I love the wheat field. Oh, it looks so pretty. Okay, back to getting spruce wood. Alright, so I've gotten the basics of my materials pretty much all together besides these things. I just needed to get them out of my inventory. but I'm switching up the block palette a little bit. So instead of using dark oak for once, we are actually going to be using a little bit of spruce, a little bit of oak, and also a little bit of birch. I know that there are so many people who apparently hate birch wood, but I actually think that when it's unstripped, it makes a really good block to go with other white blocks such as calcite. And we've also got mud bricks here, which I'm so excited to use. I'm thinking about also using these for around the path. And then, of course, we have our cherry wood, which we cannot build without. So now that we've got most of the materials together, it's time to start building. All right, so here are the two houses all complete. We have this first house here, which honestly, they both look pretty similar. This one might be my favorite though. It's a pretty simple build. It's just got classic triangle roof, but I do love this area right here. Tell me that is not just the cutest little thing you've ever seen. I love this. And then I also have something on the other side that I want to show you. So I've got this lattice looking thing right here. I'm planning on putting vines in it, but I don't have vines yet. I severely need to find a jungle because I also need bamboo at some point, but that will come at a later time. Once I finally get vines, there will be those in there and it will look super cute. But here is the other house. Like I said, they look pretty similar. They're both just basic square shapes, but this one, he's got a little overhang here and some flowers at the top and another second floor looking sticky outy bit. I don't really know. And then on this side, I just kind of added some barrels, a chest, a lantern, and a little table just to kind of fill this area up. But yes, those are the two builds all complete. So now I'm going to go and copy these two buildings over to the other two fields. Okay, so the other two houses are now all complete. Like I said, they are just replicas of the other two I built over there, but we've got this one here, which connects to the beetroots. And then if you go pretty much directly across, we have this other house here, which will connect to the carrots. I was thinking my next step was going to be getting the villagers in, but that is going to take so long. So I'm thinking about saving that for next episode. So what I'm going to do now is finally work on getting this path in. It's going to be quite large because there is a lot of space to cover, but I am so excited to get it in. I think it's going to just complete this area so much. So let's get started. But first we need to take a quick trip into the Skelly farm. Okay, I think my shovel is repaired enough, so I am going to drop all this stuff off and then start heading back up so I can start working on the path. Alright, so I have got all my materials together, so let's get started on making this path. Right, so now the path is completely done. Oh my gosh. First of all, this took me quite a while. I had to keep going back and forth, collecting more mud to make more mud bricks. I had to keep going back to my wheat field, getting more wheat to make the packed mud. It was a whole process, but it is all done. I think it looks so cool. I've never built with this much mud before, and I am absolutely loving it. I think it works so well with all of the cherry wood and just all the pink that we have all around my world. But the last thing I want to do before I end this episode is getting in this bridge here. Now, if you know me and you saw the last episode, you know that I struggle when it comes to bridges. So I've been looking on Pinterest, trying to get some inspiration, and I think I've found an idea that I'm gonna go with. So let's try to get this bridge in. All right, so it's starting to get dark out, so I thought it would be the perfect time to show you the completed bridge. I added these glowberries hanging for a light source, which I think is so pretty. It just adds so much magic to this area. And I also added a spore blossom, so we're getting all of those beautiful green particles everywhere. I'm thinking about changing out some of these azalea leaves for cherry blossom leaves because then I could also get some pink particles flowing down here, and I think that that would just look so amazing. But I'm gonna sleep and then I will give you the final walkthrough of the area. So once you get off the bridge, you are met with the mud path, which goes all the way through the farmland. We've got our carrot field here, our beetroots here, our wheat there, and our potatoes here. And then we've got our 4 adorable little houses. We've got this one here. And if you keep going, you've got the other 2 right here. I am so in love with this entire area. I think it looks so good already, and it's not even decorated yet. I've also decided on what I'm gonna do in this area. I am gonna build a windmill. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty small because there isn't too much space here, and I still want there to be room to walk around the windmill. So it's going to be fairly skinny, but I still want to make it pretty tall, kind of similar to how I did my wizard tower. Also, I love the fact that the wizard tower is pretty much visible from any part of my base, and even when I'm like down there by like my skeleton farm or I'm at the village, like you can always see it, and I think that that is just so cool. So I'm hoping that my windmill will be pretty similar to that. But I'm not going to be building the windmill just yet. That is going to be in the next episode. So that is going to be it for today. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun building up this area. It did take a very long time, but I am so happy that it's done and I cannot wait to get more decorations in it. Which brings me to next episode. We will be adding decorations to not only the farm, but our entire area. I feel like it's been lacking a little bit of decoration, and I just want to add little bits and bobs here and there just to really make the world come to life. I hope to see you there, and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye!